Hi, this is Frank Lucas coming to you live from Reggie's in downtown Chicago, where the great Neil Zaza just tore it up on stage live in concert with his band, and based out of Ohio, coming to Chi-Town and visiting us. And he's got a lot of interesting projects in the works. And Chicago Music Guide fans, Mr. Neil Zaza.
Yo, Chicago, what's going on? How are you, man? Good to be here. It's been too long. What could I say? I'm back.
Chicago misses you, Neil. I'm glad you made it out. Showing your stuff, your versatility as a guitar player, melodic sensation.
I'm just trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to keep my hands on the right frets, and that's what I'm trying to do. But it's good to be back.
People often associate you with the greats like Joe Satriani. You just seem to have a knack for picking out a melody that stays with you, pretty much. Stays with you, very memorable, and something you could usually hum to. You've always been that way, and nothing's changed, even tonight.
It's something that I love. Like there's a lot of guys that are just amazing players, and they could zip up and down the neck and all that. And I love watching those guys. But to me, I want to hear a song, I want to hear a melody, I want to hear something that, like, I want to hear something that Neil Schon would do. If that makes any sense. Like that's
the great Journey guitarist.
Right.
Very, very, very melodic.
That's, like they say, WWNSD, what would Neil Schon do? That's what I always ask. So, but it's always about the melody, it's always about the song, because if it's just like a background where you're playing and it's just ripping out, I don't know, that's not me. I want to definitely get something where people, if you stop playing at that second, they would just continue humming the melody, and that's when you know you have something. And that's what I try to do. So.
Well, 2011 and 2012 were very, very busy years for you because you had consecutive albums coming out, successive years.
That's exactly right.
And then just recently, you've hit the road. In fact, you hit the road with the legendary Steve Vai.
In fact, a few weeks ago, I just got back. I was in Taiwan for a week, did a few sold-out shows of my own, and then I did one show with Steve, which was fantastic. He's such a legend. He had me come on stage and play, and it was great. So it's been a busy few years. 2011, I released 212, which that's still the album closest to my heart now.
And then there was Clyde the Cat.
So when I was done with 212, you can't just stop the creative juices. You're like, man, I'm going. Let's keep recording. Let's go. So I kept recording. Did some of the older tracks that maybe I had put away or that should have been on when Gravity Fails. And then I did some bonus tracks like Funeral for a Friend that I always wanted to redo.
Oh, the classic Elton John.
In fact, Frank, I remember you and I played Funeral for a Friend a few years ago.
There was some crazy stuff, some crazy pyrotechnical guitar and keyboard work there.
So that was that, and now I just did a DVD. I got to throw it out to Chicago again.
Ooh, very
because,
nice.
On bass, Bill DeBuda Dickens on the bass, Chicago, and then of course Chicago's son, Todd Zuckerman on the drums.
Todd plays drums exclusively for Styx, and I've always admired him for his versatility. He can play anything.
Yeah, and it was amazing, and he's A, such a nice guy, but B, he came in. I had this whole big long list of songs that we were going to do for the DVD. Comes in, click, 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 and we were off. And not a note. Not a script. He had it all here. He was amazing.
Wow,
he was amazing.
What about the availability of the DVD?
It's coming out later this year. It's going to be actually a DVD, but as well as we did a bunch of extra footage at the Audio Kitchen, my studio. So it's going to be like an audio book, and it's going to have different chapters of different songs, and it's going to be cool. So later this year, for sure.
Very nice. So you've got the DVD coming out. What about, I seem to remember you had like a column. You were kind of like a columnist giving advice and tips on guitar tips. Yeah, you still do that.
I did a few columns for Premier Guitar, which was cool.
Nice.
I haven't done any of that lately, but I'll give everyone my opinion if they want. If they ask, I got 2 cents for them. So.
You know what? Just a couple of weeks ago here at Reggie's, the Aristocrats played, and our long-lost brother Doug Johns opened up Doug, for those of you who don't know who Doug Johns is, Google him. Doug Johns bass. Oh my gosh, probably my favorite.
He's amazing.
Funky.
Now, you know, I played with him for years and years and years. We did, Frank.
Yes,
Lucas,
when we went on tour in Asia.
Right. We did Korea with Doug Johns.
Yeah.
You, me,
Bill
and
Cioce.
Bill Cioce. And he's a great guy. He was on tour with the Aristocrats for some dates, and I hear he tore it up. I know he tore it up. And he had just a drummer and him, didn't he?
It was just, and triggering samples,
Yep.
and he played over those samples and the loops. It was phenomenal. But I think that was one heck of a band. We should get that band together.
That was some sick stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that was, when you played with me, that was the first time I had ever played Asia or Korea. And you remember, like, they ushered us, onto the stage. All right, we hurry up playing, and we didn't really know what we were playing, if you remember.
Yeah.
And we walk on stage, and there's like all these banners, and it was like a sea of people, and they're like, what? We didn't know.
Yeah, there's like 15,000 people out.
Yeah, it was literally that or more, and it was crazy. So that was a high five, man. That was
it was awesome. Well, if anyone wants more information on Neil and his latest tour schedules and all that great info, you should visit neilzaza.com.
And then Facebook /Neil Zaza Music. Oh, here we go. Here's the whole list. Twitter /Neil Zaza. Instagram /Neil Zaza. So.
Very nice. And you can visit us on the web at chicagomusicguide.com, where you can get the latest scoop, all the news and happenings of some of the best and happening bands in the Chicagoland area. This is Frank Lucas signing off.
Neil Zaza. Thank you, Chicago.